Hi guys, how are you doing? You might have heard that visas in the UK are taking longer than usual to be processed. That's for around the world. Now, visas that are being applied for in India are taking even longer. And that's where I'm from, so it's obviously a major concern for a lot of people that I know and care about. So, in today's video, I'll be giving you some tips on this situation and possibly how you can get your visa faster. So, remember to watch all the way till the end. But before I go ahead, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the time to do that. Hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for notifications. Family visas, which were earlier taking about 12 weeks, are now taking anywhere up to 16 to 24 weeks. Work visas, which otherwise took 2 to 3 weeks, are now taking a minimum of 6 weeks and above. And visit visas, which earlier took about 3 to 4 weeks, are now taking a minimum of 9 to 10 weeks. And from what I hear, 9 to 10 weeks isn't even guaranteed. It could be a lot longer as well. A lot of you had written in saying that you had applied in January and February and March, and this was probably in April or May, and you still hadn't received your visas. So this honestly is a problem that is affecting a lot of people, and a lot of people are extremely tensed about this. So today's video is going to try and help with that. Now, if you're not aware, the delay in the visa process is primarily because of the situation that's going on in Ukraine right now. So the UK Visa Office, the UK Home Office over here is prioritizing all the passports and all the applications that are coming in from Ukraine at this point. And so everything else is kind of facing a backlog. Now, bear with me for a second while I tell you something that is very, very related to what we're talking about today. A friend of mine applied to visit the UK. They applied for visit visas from Bangalore in the first week of April. They haven't received their visas till date. Another friend of mine applied for visit visas as well, this time from Delhi, and they got their visas in 10 days. And turns out that some other friends of theirs also got their visas within like 10 days or so. I'm not saying that Delhi is processing visas faster. That's really not what I'm saying, because I'm sure a lot of you have applied from Delhi and still haven't received your visas, but there might be something to it. So it's worth digging around. So if any of you watching this video are from Delhi, and if you have received or haven't received your visa yet, if you could share an update with us, it would be absolutely great. You would be helping everybody else on this video. And in all honesty, at this point, the more and more people we try to help, the better it is, because everyone's honestly stranded. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be really stressed because for people who have college beginning, they have a fixed date, and for people who have work beginning, they have a fixed date as well. And for people who are coming as tourists, it's tricky because the flight tickets keep increasing and everything is going crazy expensive. But please don't book your tickets in advance, because honestly, if your visa doesn't come in time, you're probably going to end up losing more money than if you had booked later, right? So hold off on booking those tickets. You might have to pay a little more because from what I know, all the tickets, the prices are rising consistently, but it's better than losing your entire ticket money. The second thing you should do is if you have already applied and you don't know what the status of your visa is, or you don't know where your visa is stuck, if you don't know if there's a problem with your visa or not, don't panic. You can just call these numbers, and it is a paid service, but you should get a response. Another question a lot of people have is they're concerned whether there's a problem with their application, which is why it's taking so long. Unless you know and you're confident there is an error in your application, assume that's not why your visa is delayed. Your visa is delayed because of the situation in Ukraine, not because there's a problem in your application, and not because your application is going to get rejected. So please be calm. If that's what you think, it's definitely not that there's a problem in your application, unless you know for a fact that you've made a mistake. All right. Another thing you really need to do is call up your college if you've applied for admissions, and if your visa still hasn't come, and let them know of the situation. Let them know if they can make any concessions. If you've received an offer letter from an employer, call up, give them an honest picture. Please don't try and be optimistic. Honestly, paint a picture of how difficult it is at this point, and ask them for an extension if you can just join a little later and begin working remotely initially. But let them know that you are possibly going to be delayed. From what I've also heard, there are priority visas operating in some VFS centers. So I think it would also be helpful if you tried checking before you applied for your visa application if there is a priority service, if you can wait, and if it's extremely urgent for you to travel, check if that's the case and check if that's the route you want to take. From what I know, people who have been opting for the priority service have been getting their visas in a couple of days itself. Now, there's one more thing you need to keep in mind. If you have applied for a slot on VFS, but you haven't completed your biometric yet, and if you feel you need to change your plans because of how long you now know the visas are going to take, you can actually cancel your application and get the amount refunded. But if you've already completed your biometric, there's honestly nothing you can do. So then you just have to wait it out. But be patient, it will come through. Okay, so lots of positive energy going to you. And if you have applied for your visa, I genuinely hope that you get it as soon as you can. Now, if you are planning on traveling to the UK, I'm not sure if you know, but there are a bunch of immigration announcements that have just been announced of late that change a lot of things. So if I were you, I would want to know more about that. If you don't know the details already, I suggest you watch this video.